Take good notes.
Yeah.
So,
Jimmy, reciting the resolutions.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
I also want to announce that the board met in executive session on the 9th of April to discuss legal matters. And I also like to draw your attention to the back of your agenda, rules for public legislation. Residents or taxpayers of the township who wish to address the board during the public comment period at the end of the meeting should sign their names to a sign-in sheet, should be at the back of the room. Speakers must identify themselves by name and street name, business, or an organization. It's encouraged to designate one person to present comments. The speaker must direct all comments to the Board of Supervisors and not to staff. Each speaker recognized by the board chair will be given 3 minutes to comment during the public comment period. No official board action will be taken on items presented during the public comment period of the meeting. Items may be referred to township staff and/or the appropriate working group or committee for further research and discussion. Matters addressed publicly to the board will be taken under advisement, and either the board will respond to the person raising the issue directly at a later date, or the board will respond to the items during a future public meeting. The board need not engage in discussion on comments following. While the public has the right to make critical remarks, the public does not have the right to disrupt the meeting. In cases of serious disruption, the board will adjourn the meeting, take other such action to resolve the disruption as appropriate on this. With that, I'll ask if there's a motion to approve the minutes of March 9th, 2026 meeting and April 9th, 2026 workshop. So that, is there any board questions or comments? Public comment? Seeing none, I'll call a vote. All in favor? Okay, motion passes. Moving on to the reports for this evening, we'll start with our chief, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to report that we made 953 entries in the reporting system for March. Conducted 2,900 vehicle crash investigations and arrested 12 individuals. We did conduct 2 motor carrier weight details, resulting in 900 vehicles being weighed, 10 inspections, Of note is 6 vehicles and 3 drivers are placed out of service. In addition, Officer Luddy performed 2 commercial vehicle inspections and Officer Scott 1. This also resulted in 3 citations, 1 vehicle being overweight and 1 trailer being placed out of service. There were no Narcan that had to be dispensed with monthly margin.
Thank you. Treasurer's report. Good evening. In the general fund, for the month of March, we collected just under 22% of our budgeted revenues and have spent just under 20% of our budgeted expenditure. And I also want to add this month that we're receiving assessment changes from the county, and I'm requesting permission to exempt any interim taxes that come in to be calculated $10 or under. There's about 11 parcels that we've received so far.
The daily average flow to the Downingtown Regional Treatment Plant was 1.46 million gallons per day. There were 6 new connections in the Worthington Farms development going to Downingtown. The township recorded 2.82 inches of rainfall for the month of March. Normal rainfall in March is 3.5 inches. Year to date, we've received 9.7 inches of rainfall, which is 4.92 inches below the normal. All pump stations are operating normally, and the staff cleaned and televised 1,075 feet of storm pipe, and 4,566 feet of sanitary sewer pipe. The Parks Department put the automated external defibrillators back in the parks now that it's warmed up. And they've also been busy mulching the parks and getting them ready for the season. And they supported the Park and Rec Committee in the Easter egg hunt held here at the Township Building. There were more than 200 people in attendance. The Road Department received training in the use of a tack trailer to aid the paving process this year, and installed street signs and stop signs around the township and filled potholes on township roadways following the winter.
Thank you. Building Department report.
Yes, for the month of March, the department issued 72 permits for construction activities. A total of 202 inspections were conducted, 30 fire inspections were conducted, 49 use and occupancy certificates were issued, and the fire marshal responded to 13 incidents during working hours and conducted 3 burning complaint investigations. For the month of March, there were a total of 70 calls, 36 of those in Uwchlan, 10 in Upper Uwchlan, 11 in West Pikeland, and 13 within other municipalities.
And is there anyone here from the complaint service?
For the month of March, Uwchlan ambulance responded to 257 calls. 125 of those were in Union Township. 49 of those were advanced life support, 72 basic life support, and 4 were fire. 92 of these resulted in transport, and our average response time was 1 minute and 24 seconds.
I think for this month, accepting the reports will take care of that, and then we're going to do a separate process starting in June.
Second.
Any board questions? Being none, all vote, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Great. Moving on to the business agenda for this evening. First up, we have local government recognition of employees.
Today starts the beginning of Local Government Week, and this is a week designed to acknowledge the breadth and depth of services local governments provide to their residents, and to recognize the faces of those dedicated public servants who provide those services. This year, we're taking an opportunity to recognize some of our dedicated public servants who have reached certain milestones of their tenure. First is Jamie Young, who last year completed 10 years of service with the township. Jamie started part-time doing utility billing before moving to the police department as the administrative services manager. Jamie keeps the police department working day in and day out. She keeps payroll on track, handles a lot of budget and finances, keeps files up to date, and just so much more than what can actually be described in words. Whenever you walk into the police department, it's Jamie's smiling face that's greeting folks. You call, it's Jamie that is one of the folks answering the phone, providing service and answering questions and getting folks the help that they need. And she does an incredible job. And she is here tonight, much against her will, to be recognized. I'm gonna go through the other two, and then we'll ask everybody to come up front and take a picture. And we have some citations acknowledging their service. Sorry, Jamie. Also completing 10 years of service in 2025 is Paul DiCarlo, our road superintendent. I'd like to say if you need it dug or fixed, Paul's the guy to call. And especially if you need it done right the first time, Paul's the guy to call. He and his team maintain all of our road infrastructure and all of our stormwater system and all of our signs and work with PennDOT and maintain our traffic lights. I mean, if it's public infrastructure, Paul and his team are maintaining it. Paul also started part-time here with the township before becoming full-time. He actually graduated Penn State with a degree in landscape contracting, and with a minor in business and arboriculture. And because of his arborist background, Paul's also the guy we call when we need to talk about trees. He loves trees. I don't think it's amazing to see him up in a bucket taking down a tree. I look at it and I'm like, well, the movies or in the cartoons, they make two cuts and it falls. And it's like, yeah, but I'd rather not crush a truck or a house or anything else like that. And then lastly, we also want to recognize Mike Holmes, who's our fire marshal and building inspector, and he completed 35 years of service last year. With 35 years of service, he'd rightfully have a lot of vacation time. So Mike couldn't be here tonight as he's down in Florida, but we still wanted to recognize him for his efforts. And so with that, I just want to really thank Jamie, Paul, and Mike, and all of the staff across the township who make the township run. I've never seen a more dedicated, passionate group of individuals who care so much about the community. And I think their efforts and their contributions show day in and day out as you drive around the township and you traverse the township and you see them out working or you're experiencing the fruit of their labor. Without all of the folks here, and especially Jamie, Paul, and Mike, none of this would be possible. So thank you. Jamie, Paul, if you want to come up and get a picture. Okay, we're gonna try something different. Thank you. Well, that's not good. Okay. The correct? Yeah, you do it.
Yes, as an all.
You do it. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. Okay, we're gonna use. Yeah.
Time that our community enjoys the excellent reputation, certainly because of the employees that invest so much day to day here, so even the ones that aren't here tonight or that weren't acknowledged, we are so appreciative. Thank you. Happy local government. All right, moving on to number 2, recognition of Jim Warihay, Keep Chester County Beautiful's 2026 Volunteer of the Year.
Keeping with the recognition theme, we wanted to recognize Jim. He's the chairman of the Township's Environmental Advisory Council, and he was recently recognized by the county commissioners as Keep Chester County Beautiful's Volunteer of the Year. Among many other reasons, Jim was recognized for organizing 6 Adopt-A-Highway cleanups in 2025 that gathered over 100 bags of trash, and for his help in managing 4 pollinator gardens here at Baird Park by removing invasive species and maintaining the 100 trees that were planted several years ago. Congratulations, Jim, and thanks to all that you do and all the other EAC members and volunteers for your efforts in keeping Chester County beautiful. So, Jim, congratulations and thank you.
Me too. Appreciation for you. Picture snapped.
Cheers for sure they're coming in this beautiful weather. It's a very nice space. Doesn't sound very glorious. Find all kinds of treasures. It's squash ones.
This coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday. Okay, I have a lot of information on our website, I'm sure. Yeah. But it's a wonderful way to get out and meet neighbors. Usually don't just some time to start the rest of your house chores and do your homes. Start to live. But thank you so much, Tim, for all your efforts and for keeping our little corner of the community here. Any other comments? All right, moving on to number 3. Approval of contract with Motorola for body worn cameras.
Good evening again. The department's looking to replace its current body worn cameras. The newest model from Motorola, which is the E700 related equipment. Just to give you some background, our current body worn cameras are the Vista version, which was last on the order, 12/31/22. And according to Motorola documents, the end of support was 12/31/2025. So we're seeking board approval for the purchase in the amount of $36,224.94. Of note is we did get a LSA grant, which will reimburse the township up to $32,160 of that amount.
-5, key lock boxes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is an ordinance on key lock options and commonly known as opt-out. Non-resident property. Get access without For this order, we have over, this. Ordinance 1 is the proposed ordinance number 2026-05. Ordinance 2 is the notice of hearing to the daily local. Ordinance 3 is through publication of that notice of hearing ran on the 18th, 2026. And ordinance 4 is the supervisors.
This resolution authorizes us to apply for a DCNR grant to complete the missing link of the Uwchlan Trail between Newcomen Road and Valley Hill Road. This grant authorizes me to apply and execute any necessary paperwork for the application and any subsequent award which may occur. The total estimated cost of the project, including construction and design engineering, is $1.7 million. The grant could provide up to $500,000 toward the project. We also applied for a $400,000 grant from DVRPC.
Corrections are required machine 2026. Do you go out?
Second the motion. Any board questions and comments? In this part of prayer. So I understand the 2 grants will be 9,000 total.
If we're awarded all of the funding, yet roughly half of the, yeah.
What's that? I'm sorry. Those kids. You all neighbors. Hopefully, how pretty will it be? A little bit easier for them. Better be that also the relationship.
Yes, so as you know, the Hankin Group have previously gone through the conditional use process in order to incorporate Lot 17 into Town Center. Lot 17 is the existing World Travel Building. One of the conditions of approval is that they needed to consolidate the lot lines between Lot 17 and 20. So that's what this plan does. Additionally, they are adding 24 parking spaces in front of the World Travel Building. The applicant also is requesting 3 waivers, one from section 402.1A for the plan scale requirements to be 1 inch at 50 feet or larger, from section 301.5 for the plan to be preliminary final land development plan, from section 311B12 to use stormwater pipes that are less than 18 inches in diameter, and from section 406 to not require an updated environmental impact assessment, since there is minimal site work being done and the property is already existing. It was not recommended. It was recommended that they don't need the environmental impact assessment. The applicant was in front of the planning commission in March and did get a recommendation. So if you guys are okay with that, we do have the resolution here for approval as well. And if there's any questions, the Hankin Group is here as well, if I can't answer them.
Questions in resolution 25.
If you have letters, these two lots of.
Second motion. Any more questions and comments?
Thank you very much.
All right, moving on to number 7. Mittal and Sons LLC, 510 Pottstown, zoning ordinance amendments.
Yes, we received an application letter from Riley Riper on behalf of the applicant requesting a zoning change from PC to R1 in order to put 2 single-family dwellings on the property. Part of the property is in West Whiteland Township, so there would be 1 dwelling in West Whiteland and 1 in Uwchlan Township. We are planning on discussing this at the upcoming planning commission meeting, but we would like permission to advertise the zoning change hearing for May 11th.
I'll make a question, you put it out, I think, for anybody else. This, everyone wants to make the people out there.
Any motion? Any more questions or comments? Any roll call? Alright, seeing none, I'll call the vote, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Alright, continues this agenda. I'll draw your attention to the announcements that are written at the bottom of the agenda. All meetings will be in town unless otherwise noted. Special move coming up 15th of this month, Wednesday, special planning commission meeting regarding the Rockwell property development, will be at 6 p.m. April 16th, the Environmental Advisory Council will be meeting at 7 p.m. April 17th, the Industrial Development Authority meeting will be taking place at 9 a.m. And on that same day, the Industrial Development Authority meeting will be taking place at 9:15 following the hearing. On April 19th, there will be a spring litter cleanup event, 30 a.m. area of the Spark Hotel. On May 4th, Parks and Recreation Committee meetings take place at 7 p.m. On May 6th, we'll be swinging yoga at the park, 9:30 a.m. here at Garden Park. Also on May 6th, zoning ordinance update task force will be taking place at 5 p.m. So on the 6th planning commission meeting, it's and on May 7th, it's our next board of supervisors workshop meeting taking place at 12 p.m. On the 11th, board of supervisors meeting. That comment for this evening. So, well, the person please step up to the right. So, first we have Kathleen Turst.
Hello. So my name is Kathleen. I live at 7 my 8-year-old dad. And I just wanted to briefly touch on the closing of the pickleball courts at Pennypacker Country Club, even though I understand it's not a part of the agenda today. I'm a longtime resident of Uwchlan Township. I grew up here. I've been a member of Pennypacker since I was 6 years old. I've lifeguarded there, played tennis there. It's actually where I first stepped onto it. So for me and for many others, this isn't just about a sport, it's about a place that has been part of our lives for decades. I do want to say that I understand and respect the concerns of the neighboring residents. At the same time, pickleball has become an important part of the community for so many people, supporting not just recreation, but connection and overall well-being. What makes the situation especially difficult is that there doesn't appear to be a clearly defined daytime noise standard in Uwchlan Township. From what has been shared, the club has made multiple efforts to reduce sound, but without a clear benchmark, it's hard to understand what would be considered acceptable. I think part of the confusion for many of us is not fully understanding what the expectations or consequences, what would happen if they continued, and what standard is actually being applied. Greater clarity around that would be really helpful for everybody. I'm simply asking that the township consider providing more guidance and working toward a balanced solution that supports both the surrounding residents and the many community members who value this space. Thank you again.
Thank you. Carol Walsh.
Carl Woods, at 3 Kindle Lane Court in Exton, right in Rhonda. I'm also here to speak on behalf of the Pennypacker pickleball courts. There seems to be no established threshold for the sound ordinance in this township. And after they completed the sound study at a cost to the town, to the taxpayers, they came up with an arbitrary number of, I believe it's 50 dBA. And at Pennypacker's full capacity, all using all 10 ports, the study shows that our dBA is 53 to 55. So Pennypacker has bent over backwards trying to mitigate the noise by putting in high density trees, installing a sound curtain. They've done everything they possibly can to cooperate with the neighbors. What they provide is wonderful for the community. There are several hundred Uwchlan residents that utilize Pennypacker and the surrounding townships also. We're getting outside, we're community based, we're having fun. We also are getting together afterwards and supporting local businesses. And the problem I have is the LYA fields, those people that live there, they have to put up with the noise of the LYA fields, and I'm sure that's higher than Pennypacker pickleball courts, marching bands and all that. So when I read there's a special variance that is permitted for bands and other musicians, recreational activities and athletic events. So that is something that the township can approve and other that approval. So like lawnmowers and whatnot can go nonstop from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So why aren't we allowed to play pickleball? Those people, those houses were built after Pennypacker. Pennypacker's been there since 1963. I was born that year, so that's 62 years they've been there. Those houses have been there. Those people moved in knowing that they were moving in next to a country club that had existing courts. And then now all of a sudden they want to raise this noise ordinance. So I would just like some consideration on what we can do to come to a peaceful solution. So if at 10 courts at full capacity is only 53 to 55 dBA, then we'll only use 9 courts. We fall into the parameters, we don't start early in the morning, we stop at sunset. The fireworks that go off at the LS, whether it's
The time expired. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.